this is Thomas and today we will be making lime curd tart. I made this for the first time a few days ago and it was really delicious, and in fact I made a video a couple weeks ago for a lemon cream tart that I said was really amazing, but this one is better, so if you were thinking about making that one you should make this one first, even though that one's still good. But this one has like a cookie-ish crust, and then it has a yummy lime curd filling, and when it's cold it's really good and you should make it, which is what we're going to do now. First you're going to make the crust. So you want to preheat your oven to 350, and then you're going to take a food processor and add 1 3/4 cups of flour, half a cup of sugar, and 2 pinches of salt. Now you're just going to pulse that to combine it. Now you're going to add in half a teaspoon of vanilla and 12 tablespoons of butter, which you should have chopped into little cubes like this. Now you're going to blend this until you start to get large clumps, which can take about 30 seconds. Now you can take this out of your food processor and you can put it in your pan. So last time I made this, I used a 9-inch round pan. This is an 11-inch round pan because I didn't use all the dough last time and it was a bit thick. So you can use anywhere between a 9 and 11-inch round pan, or like a 9-inch square pan if you would like. So you're just going to transfer this in here. So you're just going to push this up the edges and get it all spread out. Okay, so as you could see, I went around the top with a knife just to clean it out. But now you're going to put this in the freezer for 15 minutes before you put it in the oven. So I will be back after that. Once your tart crust has been in the freezer for about 15 minutes, you can take a fork and prick it with that. Just go in multiple different lines. And this can take a little while. So you didn't have to do the prettiest job pricking it because you're not going to see the inside. But now you're going to take a piece of foil and you can just spray that. And then you're going to put that as tight as you can against the crust. Now you're going to bake this with the foil on it for about 20 minutes. Then you will carefully peel off the foil and bake it without the foil for another 10 to 20 minutes, being careful not to let it burn. You really want to get the foil very tight because the crust will puff up otherwise. So another solution is you could use pie weights, but that's much harder to then take off in between. So I will be back once it's done baking. When your crust is done, it should be just starting to brown, and it should look like this. So now you can take it out and let it cool almost completely. Now you're going to take a food processor again and add in the zest of 4 limes, along with 1 1/2 cups of granulated sugar. Now you're going to blend this for about 2 to 3 minutes until it's all fine and combined. So I will be back when that's done. Once that's done, you're going to take 1 stick of butter, which you should have chopped into cubes, and add that in. Now you're going to blend this until the butter is all combined. There are only a few little chunks. Now you can add in a pinch of salt. And now you're going to add in 4 eggs, 2 at a time, until it's all combined and smooth. Now you're going to add in half of a cup of lime juice, which is from about 3 to 4 limes, and blend that for a second or two. Now you're going to take a medium-sized saucepan and pour this into that. Now you're going to cook this over low heat, and you're going to stir constantly until it gets much thicker, which will take about 5 to 10 minutes. And if you have any sort of thermometer, you should use that, and it should read 175 degrees. So I will be back when that is done. You'll know your curd is ready when it starts to bubble a little bit. So then you can pour it into your tart shell. So you can just spread it out. And since I used an 11-inch one, it's not going to perfectly fill it. So I think a 10-inch would be the perfect size, but it's still going to taste very good. So now you can just put this in the fridge until it's cool, so I'll be back in a couple hours to eat it. Once your tart is fully cooled and cold, you can take it out of the tart pan. Hopefully it has a removable bottom, so you can just easily do that. Now I can cut myself a piece. Now I have made some whipped cream as well, and if you want a recipe for yummy homemade whipped cream, you can see my video up here. So now I will eat this. This is probably one of my new favorite desserts because the crust is really good, and it's like a cookie crust, and then it has this really delicious lime curd filling, and then with whipped cream it's also really good, but it's good without it as well. So you should definitely make it because it wasn't too hard, and it tastes really good. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.